All right, so I think it's safe to say that the beginning of this movie definitely gave South Park a run for its money as far as one of the craziest Black Friday specials ever. And also, if you were planning on eating during this movie, I wouldn't really recommend it because you're going to be sick for sure. But regardless, happy Thanksgiving. Hey guys, it's your guy in the chair here, and this is my review for Thanksgiving, starring, her name is Nell Velasquez, I hope I'm saying that right, Nell Velasquez, Addison Rae, Rick Hoffman, Patrick Dempsey, and was directed by Eli Roth, and our story follows basically after a very tragic Black Friday incident, the following year after, the town is kind of trying to recover from that by basically just overlooking what happened last year, as you know, rich people do, and just kind of try to continue the traditions. But obviously that really pissed somebody off and caused him to put on this, I don't remember what the guy's name is, but this very famous pilgrim mask that the entire town is wearing, and just completely go on a wild killing spree just to get revenge for whatever happened in that tragic incident last year. And that's the best way to sum this movie up. That's really the only thing you really need to know, is basically a tragic event happened and it pissed somebody off so much that he wanted to kill a bunch of people the following year. So, I mean, that's really all you need. But look, I'll say this. I really enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of fun. The beginning of the movie was so outrageous and just so over the top. I really had to kind of settle in to that tone for a second, because like just a lot of the dialogue was kind of cringy in the beginning, just like there's like a difference between cussing and just like unnecessary cussing. But I mean, people on Black Friday do a lot of unnecessary stuff anyway, so I mean, it kind of fit. But honestly, the beginning of this film really sets the entire tone of what this whole thing is, and once you really settle into it, the movie just becomes a lot more fun after that. I mean, I'll start with I've already started with the beginning of the film, but as far as the kills in this movie and the killer himself, absolutely phenomenal. The kills in this movie are out of this world gross, like just absolutely outrageously just disgusting. Like it's some it's some crazy, I'll say, and the kills are very creative. They really use the whole Thanksgiving theme to their advantage in this film by using a lot of Thanksgiving tools and Thanksgiving methods to kill people, and it's really creative. Now, the only Eli Roth movie I've ever seen before this one was Knock Knock, and Knock Knock was, as fucked up as that movie is, it doesn't have a lot of blood, but Eli Roth clearly knows how to make effed up movies, and this is completely fucked up in the you effed up, fucked up, same thing. But this movie is just completely twisted and crazy in all the best ways possible. And I gotta be real with you guys, I truly think this movie here gave Scream 6 a run for its money as far as the best slasher of the year. I am a huge Scream fan. Love Scream to death. But this one definitely kind of did it a little bit better in my opinion, only because the kills were just ridiculous. And I'll say this, they did a very good job of kind of keeping the mystery as to who the killer was. It wasn't very easy for me to guess, and that's really what makes these movies so much fun. And you always know it's not the most obvious person that they're trying to paint it to be, but I really have enjoyed how they kept you guessing throughout the film. They made the kills very fun. They don't try to take... This movie does not take itself too seriously whatsoever, which honestly works. It fits, because like it's just so much crazy stuff going on. This movie doesn't really need to take itself that seriously. It really just needs to be an absolutely crazy killer slasher horror film that you can just sit back and watch people just get their heads decapitated in the most craziest ways. It's really insane. As far as the performances go, I think the main girl, her name Nell Velasquez or Velasquez, I'm really butchering her name. I'm just gonna call her Nell. She did an amazing job. She really did pretty good. I enjoyed her performance. Addison Rae was actually not as obnoxious as I thought she was gonna be. She actually, kudos to her. She actually did a pretty decent job. I really enjoyed her character. Well, I enjoyed her character. I'm not going to say I really enjoyed her character, but she didn't get on my nerves. There are characters in this film that are actually really obnoxious and very cringy and have a lot of eye-rolling dialogue, but I mean, Addison Rae was not one of them, surprisingly, so I really enjoyed her. Rick Hoffman, my boy, shout out to Louis Litt. He wasn't a very pivotal part in the film as much as I wanted him to be, but I just enjoyed seeing him on screen, so there was that. Patrick Dempsey did a good job as well, sexiest man of the year, so I guess he'll do a good job in anything. Well, that's not necessarily true, but Patrick Dempsey did a good job. Like I said, there are characters in this film that have a lot of cringy dialogue and just a lot of just spewing out nonsensical nonsense. But I mean, like I said, the beginning of this film really gets you prepared for the outrageousness and just the over the top. You could call it unnecessariness, if that's a word, at some points, but it's kind of just the beginning of this film really lets you know what kind of characters you're getting introduced to, what kind of small town this really is, and just how crazy and outrageous this movie is going to be. I'll say this: there's this one scene dealing with like when they're actually doing the parade. I'm not going to get into spoilers as to what happened during that scene, but the scene where they're going through the parade and stuff like that, that scene was awesome. That scene was really cool. They do a great job at kind of keeping you on your toes, keeping you just high on anxiety, like you don't know where this guy's coming from. They don't rely on jump scares a lot, thank God, because just hitting you over the head with a lot of jump scares does not work. Some jump scares in the film do work, but there's not a lot of them. So Eli Roth knows his horror and he knows how to do it correctly, and that's clearly displayed all over this film here. Like I said, if there's anything that I had to say I did not like about the film, it's just a few cringy characters, and honestly, that's to be expected in some movies like this, because you just don't really need to take yourself too seriously when doing something like this. But they didn't bother me to the point where it took me out of the movie and I couldn't really enjoy myself. I had a fairly decent time in this film. Like, it was really fun. It was a lot better than I expected. I'm not necessarily sure what I was expecting going in. Like, the trailers were cool, but I really didn't know like what to expect, and it definitely exceeded my expectations. So look, for all those reasons and so many more, guys, I'm going to give Thanksgiving a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Alright guys, so Thanksgiving, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment down below as well. I really do appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Look, this is your guy in the chair. More content coming to you soon.